All right, let's talk about something that affects millions of us, but honestly is so often kept in the dark: the emotional side of menopause. It's so much more than hot flashes, it's this really profound internal shift. So if you've been feeling anxious or irritable or just not quite yourself lately, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's dive in.
So here's our game plan. First, we're just going to name it, talk about the emotional shifts you might be feeling. Then we'll get into the why behind it all, the biology of what's happening. After that, we are going to bust some major myths, look at a real toolkit for feeling better, and finally, talk about how to embrace this whole thing as a pretty powerful new chapter.
Okay, let's get right to it. Section 1 is all about recognizing the feelings, because you can't really navigate something until you know what you're looking at, right? The very first step is just to be able to name what's going on inside. Does this sound at all familiar? That sudden wave of anxiety that comes out of nowhere? Or maybe mood swings that give you whiplash? Or just this low-grade irritability that seems to be your new normal? If you're nodding along, I just want you to know these feelings are so common during this stage of life.
And this right here, this might be the most important message of the whole day. If you are struggling with any of this, or maybe even a sense of just, who am I anymore? You are not, and I mean not alone. There are millions of women walking this exact same path right here, right now.
I mean, just take a look at this list. It really shows you how wide the spectrum of feelings can be. It's so much more than just being a little moody. We're talking about real anxiety, sleep that just won't come, losing your motivation, or asking these huge questions about your own identity. Just seeing your experience written down here can be a huge first step toward feeling validated. Okay, so now that we've kind of named what we're feeling, let's get into the why. Because understanding the biological connection is a game changer. This isn't just in your head. There is a very real physical reason for what's going on.
So here it is, the science in a nutshell. It's a direct link. As your hormones, especially estrogen, start to fluctuate, and I mean they are all over the place, they mess with your brain's mood-regulating chemicals, things like serotonin and dopamine. And when those guys are out of whack, it can directly lead to feeling anxious or down or just plain irritable.
And this is everything. Please hear this. What you're feeling is not a weakness. It is not a sign that you aren't coping well enough. It is a physiological process. It's a biological reality. Just reframing it that way can be the first, most powerful step toward giving yourself a little grace. All right, time to tackle some of the biggest myths out there. Because let's be real, there is so much cultural baggage around menopause, and it is time we throw it out and stick to the facts. Oh, this is a big one. So many of us were taught to believe this, right? That we should just put on a brave face, suck it up, and quietly cope with it because, hey, that's just getting older. But is that actually true? Let's just be crystal clear. The myth is that you should suffer in silence. The fact, suffering is not a requirement. Yes, the hormonal shifts are natural, but that doesn't mean you have to be miserable. There are so many effective ways to get help and feel like yourself again. Okay, here's another one. Another big worry a lot of people have. The idea that to feel better, you automatically have to go on medication. And for a lot of women, that can feel pretty daunting. But the truth is, medication is just one tool in a much bigger, more holistic toolkit. It is absolutely a valid option for some, but for so many others, things like therapy, coaching, making some lifestyle tweaks, and especially focusing on sleep can make a massive difference. So, what does that toolkit actually look like? Let's move on and explore some of the real, concrete, actionable things you can do to start reclaiming your emotional well-being. I love this because it shows how you can build a totally personalized plan. You've got options like CBT, that's cognitive behavioral therapy, which is amazing for learning how to manage those anxious thoughts. There's empowerment coaching to help you rebuild your confidence and figure out what's next. Simple things like mindfulness to calm the mental chatter and get better sleep. And yeah, of course, medical support is there if you need it. The big takeaway here is that your path can and should be designed just for you. Okay, let's bring it all home. It's time to reframe this entire experience. Because honestly, with the right support and a new perspective, this isn't an ending, it's a launch pad. This is so important to really let sink in. This moment in your life is a pivotal transition. It's not the end of anything. It's a chance to pause, to reassess,
and to consciously decide what you want the next half of your life to look and feel like.
And really, this is the goal, isn't it? To get through this time in a way that makes you feel seen, heard, and understood. To get the support you need so you can move forward, not with fear or confusion, but with this incredible sense of empowerment and total clarity.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. When you're armed with this understanding and the right tools, this time of life becomes an amazing opportunity. The only real question left is, what will you build in your next chapter? Thanks so much for being here with me today.